Hi, welcome to my ELA 6 Google Classroom. This is a course designed for 6th grade English language arts, and it would be a fully online course in what you're going to see. We are currently on the stream page of my Google Classroom. You can see a message to my students in the stream. This message is going out to my students on day 12 of their 12-day unit. You'll also see where they go to meet in Google Meet. This is where they join every day at the start of class. They receive their direct instruction here and their assignment for the day, explanations, and do some small group work here. You can also see the class code for students to join, as well as upcoming work. Now, if this was a unit designed in real time, this would have upcoming due dates so that students are able to sync it to their Google calendars so that they can see the work that they are needing to do. When you click on the Classwork tab, you're going to see that my Google Classroom is arranged in a very specific way. Today is the first thing in the Google Classroom, which contains the slide deck for that week. This particular week is about transitions and structure. We'll get into that more in a moment. Beneath that, you'll see the assignment for students to work on that day. And finally, you'll see this waving hand emoji where it says Week 3 Exit Tickets. This is a Google form that students will complete each day before class is over to reflect on their learning from that day in the form of an exit ticket. Beneath today, you're going to see the most recent lessons down to the oldest lessons of this particular unit. This starts with Week 3, Transitions and Structure. You'll see assignments 11, 10, and 9, and these are respective to days 11, 10, and 9 of the unit. Scrolling all the way down, and you'll see the same thing happening for Week 2, as well as Week 1. This unit culminates on day 12 with the submission of students' final argumentative paragraphs and aims to equip students with the skills to craft strong arguments supported by evidence and sound reasoning. Back down to the bottom here with Week 1, Understanding Argument and Claim. This unit begins by establishing the foundational understanding of argumentation, differentiating between facts and opinion, which you see right here in day 1. This is a Google document that students will open and work in. It leads into analyzing claim and identifying characteristics that make a claim strong or weak. Next, students begin to brainstorm topics. For this particular assignment, they'll be using a FigJam board on the website Figma. And it looks something like this. So here, they would be giving different topics for different general topics. They'll think about what they want to be writing about at the end of this unit. By the end of this week, they are able to develop their own clear claim, and then they share it with their class in the Google form, and we do an anonymous review session. Each day has a set of slides. I'm going to take you on a very brief overview. The weeks begin with an overview, followed by learning objectives aligned to Common Core standards, a roadmap for where the students are headed and what they will be able to do by the end of the week. Each lesson is broken up by a day. There are some very specific direct instruction slides that accompany each individual day's lessons, followed by the activity that the students will be working on with screenshots. This is the slide that would remain on the Google Meet while students work in their individual breakout rooms or small groups. Each slide also includes homework and exit tickets for the day. And each slide deck contains about 50 to 60 slides to get students through that week. Also in each week are exit tickets. Now these exit tickets are in the form of a Google form. One thing to note about these exit tickets is that depending upon where students are in the week, that is the day's exit tickets they will see. And what I mean by this is if students were on day 2 They would only see day 1 and day 2's exit tickets. Day 3 and day 4 will not be available until those days come. So the teacher would basically delete those days, would add those days in once they have gotten to that day's lessons. Moving forward into week 2, the subsequent phase of this unit focuses on evidence-based argumentation. Students learn to analyze informational texts and select strong evidence for their claims, as well as integrating that evidence into their writing using appropriate citation phrases. So this is what you're seeing in week 2, again, beginning with day 5. There is an assigned reading on day 5. Day 6, day 7, these are both in Google Docs. These are, depending upon the day, small group work or independent work. By the end of the week, students are in the drafting phase of their unit. You'll note that each lesson has objectives outlined for the students. And just like week 1, there is an exit ticket form. Exit tickets look different each day. Sometimes they're going to be matching or drop downs or short answer responses. It really just depends upon what students are doing that day to determine what is the best way to measure their learning from that particular day. Finally, students are synthesizing their learning by structuring their arguments into well-organized paragraphs, incorporating claims, reasons, evidence, and effective transitions. Peer feedback is utilized to refine their writing and enhance clarity. On day 12, under today, students submit their final argumentative paragraph. They demonstrate mastery of the unit's learning objectives. The assignment requires students to include the following key elements: a clear and focused claim, at least 2 relevant reasons supporting the claim, evidence from provided sources correctly cited, logical paragraph structure, claim, evidence, reasoning, and conclusion, effective use of transition words, and correct grammar and mechanics. I'm going to show you the rubric. This is based on a standards-based grading scale that goes from mastery, proficient, competent, developing, and needs improvement for each of the criteria. This unit is designed to develop students' analytical and persuasive skills, writing skills, essential for academic success and effective communication in various contexts. Students learn to move beyond simply stating opinions and instead construct well-supported arguments. The ability to evaluate information, synthesize evidence, and articulate a clear position are crucial skills for students to develop as they progress through their education and become engaged citizens. Thank you so much for watching.